Hey, Iris here. Flash is kind of busy fighting crime. It all started when an explosion gave Barry extra power. Recently, he discovered something pretty amazing. He could harness the energy created when he runs into lightning straight out of his hand. There he is now, running circles around his enemy, ready to fry them to a crisp. Gaining more and more energy with each lap until finally he releases it from his hand as a pure bolt of energy. But this great new power did come with a major downside. Immediately after using this new ability, Flash would get severe second-degree burns all along his arm and hand that he used. The faster the run, the bigger the burn, and it was as painful as it looked. Even though he had faster healing thanks to his super speed ability, it still took a toll. Barry is as smart as he is fast, so he set out to design a solution to this problem, ideally one that would be integrated into his existing suit. He broke out the dry erase marker and crunched the numbers for days and days to figure out how to solve these painful burns. Finally, after many long nights and early mornings, he came up with a rough prototype, drawing courtesy of yours truly. A couple assumptions had to be made for this device to work, such as the system would be analyzed microscopically, no conduction of the electricity would occur from the original suit, the metal in the gadget would be responsible for absorbing the heat produced by the lightning, the fabric surrounding the gadget would act as an insulator from the heat and electricity, and finally, the electrical and thermal energy produced were both forms of kinetic energy in this case, and thus could be considered one. After another eureka moment, Barry quickly came up with the equations needed to model the system. First, the semi-infinite geometries in Fourier's law would be used, assuming that there is unidirectional flow in the z direction, or the direction pointing perpendicular to his palm, and that in the cylindrical model used to represent his arm, the flow of temperature in the theta direction could be negated. Also, while he has super metabolism, the metabolic heat flux would be negated in this instance as well. In addition, the temperature of the gadget and his skin would be equal to each other at the time of the lightning release, and that heat flux is steady state. He also figured out that the equation for the cylindrical coordinates would be the best model to represent his arm, and the microscopic thermal energy equation would be best used to replicate the energy of the lightning bolt. The main assumptions, as mentioned before, would apply to these equations as well. After all that hard work, the Flash was able to create the device, allowing him to fling bolts of lightning to his heart's content without the fear of singeing his hands and arms off.